gone. Yes, I'm gone.
Hello and welcome to Cafe Community. I'm your host, Cheryl Noble. Our weekly magazine takes a look at people who make a difference in our community, as well as our incredible resources and services to help us survive and thrive. A bit later in the program tonight, you'll learn where you can have FaceTime with our economic leaders at no cost to you and no appointment necessary. We'll also learn tonight about fire preparedness, what programs are available, what the tools are, and even some financial assistance. And in just a moment, my first guest will tell us about an emerging nonprofit that will help us bring together an alternative health choice for our community. So we've got three very informative segments tonight, and we've got some microphone technical difficulties, so bear with us, but we're glad you could be with us, so let's get started. And my first guest tonight, so what does the Health Alternative Choice and the Alpha Building have in common? Well, my first guests are going to tell us. On my left is Shay Smith, the co-founder and project coordinator for HALO, and on her left is Renette Sinham, a member of Nevada City Council. Ladies, hello.
Hi, Cheryl. Thank you.
And I'm glad you can be here, and I know we're going to have fun with the microphone here. But that's okay. It's live, and we're having fun.
No worries.
We'll start with you, Shay. Tell us what HALO, what that stands for, and what the nonprofit is.
Right. HALO stands for Healthcare Alternatives for All Local. And we are a nonprofit that wants to educate our locals about our practitioners. We want to support our practitioners.
Yeah, you've got a lot.
We do have a lot. We have
Wonderful.
amazing practitioners in our community, actually. Yeah. And we want the public to really understand all the services they offer and to be informed about their medical choices so that they know all the alternatives that are out there.
This is great. So in one resource that they could go to that has all the not all, but the variety of practitioners and what they offer, and a go-to place.
Absolutely. What we're trying to do is we also want to give alternatives to pharmaceuticals and over-the-counter medicines.
Oh, interesting.
So we are opening a local apothecary, hopefully to be stocked with over 50% of locally grown herbs in the next few years.
Oh, wonderful.
And we are working with our growers and farmers and our local herbalists and processors. And we are also bringing in practitioners who use plant medicine. Okay. So we're bringing in our naturopaths, traditional Chinese medicine, homeopathy, Ayurveda, so they can work together and have an apothecary at their disposal.
This is incredible. Okay, so now to the Alpha Building and how this is connected.
Well, the Alpha Building basically came from a city council unanimous vote of making Nevada City or creating a holistic vision for Nevada City. Mm-hmm. And when you say holistic, people say, well, what does that mean? And basically you design and envision a community where you understand fundamentally that everything is connected to everything else.
Right.
And when you do something over here, it has an effect over there, and sooner or later it'll affect you right here again. Mm. So to implement that with a 3,000 person town is actually easier said than done. And this opportunity came along, and I realized, we have almost a 30,000 square foot building. And,
yeah, that's big.
And what if we were to concentrate all of our expertise and our knowledge and our time in actually transforming the building into the vision of the town?
Oh, I see.
And if we can't transform the building, then we probably can't transform the town. So it's very much a litmus test. Yeah. So part of this, of course, has to do with HALO, because health is a part of the vision of having a healthy community, whether you're young or old, and having access to health care and also education through food, being aware that what you eat is going to have the most profound effect on your health.
Well, with the just really big growth of our agriculture and local farms, and people understanding the importance and really getting behind it, and more farmers coming on board and just growing and growing, this just a great, I hate to say offshoot, but it just ties it, it just moves it right into that next level and that next stage.
And it supports our local, and it supports our local economy. We really want to keep it local. We want to bring in our local practitioners. There's no reason to go outside of our community. We have everything here. Yeah. And to be able to grow our own medicines and have our local growers doing that, to be able to process it and have our herbalists use it in their practices also.
Yeah, this is a mecca of alternative health choices,
Yes.
alternative therapies. The environment draws people here because of the beauty and nature. So we've got such a wealth of resources right here.
We agree.
Yay! And to now have a place where we can walk in. So describe a little bit what you've got. You've got the space assigned at the Alpha. And when's this happening? Opening, or when can we anticipate?
The fall of 2011.
Okay, this fall. Great. So it's like a storefront? Tell us what it's going to look.
So when you walk in, you'll walk in and we will have a fully stocked apothecary. And the apothecary will be stocked with all of the needs of our community. We're working with the herbalists. We're finding out the top illnesses in our community. We're working with the practitioners to find what they treat the most and the herbs and medicines that they need. So we're taking that information to our farmers and our growers, and they are growing that for us, so that we will have that available as much as we can, rather than bringing it in from China, India, and the carbon footprint.
Locally.
Yes. So once you walk in, we'll have a reception area, and that will be an area that's shared by all the practitioners.
So will there be practitioners there on hand? I mean, at the at Halo?
Yes, and our herbalist behind the counter is a nurse practitioner, master herbalist, who began her career as a master herbalist and then went back to school and became a nurse practitioner. And is specifically one of her strongest assets is that she works a lot with cancer patients.
Oh my God.
So she's a great bridge between conventional medicine and alternative complementary medicine.
Oh, this is exciting. In our final minute, Renette, back to the Alpha building. This is part of what's going to be there. There's bigger plans for it.
Correct.
You were talking before.
Well, basically, what we're doing is that we have divided up the space to have different sized kiosks. They could be huge, 1,500 square feet, to smaller, a few hundred square feet, to help local businesses get their foot in the door. Some are brand new, some are moving, and this is a place that you can come down and get your basics provided. It's going to be completely gutted out, retrofitted, ceiling ripped out with beautiful I-beams and skylights, and it's going to be beautiful inside.
Yeah.
In the center, we're going to have a plaza, 2,000 square feet, where you can rent out for art display or soup night, and then upstairs is a nonprofit collaborative, so we can really collaborate under one roof.
I think it's exciting.
Yeah, it's going to, I think, transform the town.
Okay, well, you're both going to be back on the show, and we're going to have microphones to work for both of you. Okay, I promise. So, Renette, thank you for coming on,
Thank you, Cheryl.
and Shay, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank
Good
you.
luck. This stuff gets me excited. Okay, but we do have to take our first break, so stick around. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm here with Suzanne Lyons. She's with CooperativeGames.com, and she's here today at the Sierra Carmen Small Business Fair, and she stopped by the Cafe Community Studio to tell us a little bit about her business. Hi, Suzanne.
Hi.
Tell us about CooperativeGames.com. Sounds very different and unique.
I'm very excited about my online business, CooperativeGames.com. We sell cooperative board games and other playthings for playing with one another rather than against each other.
Oh, okay, that is a different concept, less competitive, and so it's working together.
Right, exactly. We have plenty of opportunities to compete against one another.
Sure.
But how often do we have the chance to work with one another in a very positive, respectful, and fun way and learn the joy of cooperation?
Right. So everything's done online, your business?
No, we sell, we do all of our sales online, but the games themselves are board games. So at this point we are in the real world and not yet doing cooperative games online.
Okay. Well, you're here at the business fair today. Tell me what you've really found to be a highlight.
Well, one of the very fun things for me is sharing the idea of cooperative games with people, because it's a new concept.
Very new.
but fun, and intuitively a lot of us really understand that there's that we need an alternative to the competition that we face. So it's just fun connecting with people and getting inspired and sharing the idea.
Yeah. What do you find that really has helped your small business survive in our business community here?
Well, the help from the Sierra Commons and other local people who understand these online retailing issues so much better than me has been very, very helpful.
Yeah, I agree with you. Well, good luck. This sounds very exciting. CooperativeGames.com. Thank you so much, Suzanne.
Thank you so much.
And welcome back. My second guest is the Executive Director for Fire Safe Council of Nevada County, and she's going to talk to us about, well, a number of things. We are in fire territory. And warm welcome to the program to Joanne Drummond, Fire Safe Council of Nevada County. Welcome.
Thank you.
There's a lot to talk about.
We do
Preparedness,
a lot.
but it's hard to, we're kind of in the rainy season, so we don't really think about looking ahead to fire season, but now's a very good optimum time to take advantage of the Scotch Broom Challenge. So tell us about that.
The Scotch Broom Challenge was developed to address the problem of people planting ornamental broom in their landscaping. It has a very high oil content and is an extremely dangerous ladder fuel which can carry a fire from the ground into the canopy of trees. And it's also extremely invasive, and so it can choke out native vegetation, which is good wildlife forage and things like that. But really from our mission and perspective, it's the ladder fuel effect that we find very problematic.
And so why is now an optimum time to undertake and try to eradicate it?
A couple of reasons. The first one being that the soil is very soft, and our recommended method is to pull it from the ground. We have a root jack weed wrench tool that we use, and the soil is very soft. The second reason is that with the number of seeds that a mature plant can produce and the timeline that they are viable in the soil, we like to get them before they set bloom and seed again.
Yeah, I saw someplace that like one plant can produce thousands of seeds.
Thousands of
seeds.
seeds.
Stay for like years and years.
Decades, absolutely.
Oh my gosh, okay. Which is unbelievable, a statistic. So here we've got some photos that you sent, and there's a look at the Scotch broom and its luster.
Yes, many people find it very attractive, and some people tell me they don't know what it is, and I'll tell them, do you see that plant that grows along the roadways with the pretty yellow flowers? And I think everyone recognizes that. They'll be blooming soon, and you'll see them. The seed source gets picked up in tire tracks and then spread down the roadways, and so it's very difficult to contain it, which is one reason we named it a challenge. It's very difficult to control, but we've got over 16 project sites going throughout Nevada and Placer counties, and we've made a huge difference in our community. This site that you're looking at there was Hell's Half Acre, which is a partnership between the California Native Plant Society and Twin Cities Church and the council, and they use that as a biological teaching ground.
Yeah, it's an educational place, I understand.
And we've got broom invading over there, and we don't want that. So.
And there you go. There's I think children should be offer their helping hands.
Yes, you'd be surprised how much
future.
fun they have doing it. People get together and we just kill it. And people hate broom for a variety of reasons, whether it's just the invasive qualities or the fire threat, but it's great tick habitat.
That's my thing. My dog just always run up against it and come back with ticks. Ooh.
Exactly. And people with allergies tend to suffer very heavily when it's in bloom.
Well, what happens after you've pulled them all up? How does it get eradicated from that point so that the seeds aren't?
Well, we keep going back. All of our community partners that have sponsored a site have agreed to monitor and pull on that site for at least 5 years.
I see.
And so that is the initial commitment that we asked of them when they took on a site.
So that it doesn't resprout or regrow.
It does. But there's a couple of sites that we've made a tremendous difference on. The one at Hell's Half Acre, we've been back to the initial pull site twice, and we had only, I think, 3 plants in there this time time when we went over it again. And what we're seeing is that the natives are coming in and really, taking over where the broom was.
It allows them then to grow.
Exactly.
Well, when it's pulled, are the plants actually burned or how are they destroyed?
It depends on the site location. We have various methods. If you have the opportunity to burn it, it is the best method of disposal because it kills the seeds, pods that may be holding on from the prior year. And of course, we are very cautious when we transport it because we don't want to spread any more seeds. So we fully contain it in bags if we are going to take it to the transfer station where it is ultimately burned for cogeneration of electricity. Some sites that have...
You mean it gets electrified? Like electrocution
no, but
something?
it's a great fuel source. So
I see.
You burn it in a boiler, and the steam is then turning a turbine, and that creates energy. I believe they take it to Lincoln or Rio Bravo.
Oh my gosh, that's a whole other subject that I'm interested in. Okay, go on.
So we're proud to see the challenge spread to Placer County this year. The challenge was originally created to ban the sale of ornamental broom for landscaping, which we were successful. Thank you, Jeff Pileman, our Ag Commissioner, for that. And so Placer County has just taken the challenge this year. So we're hopeful that their Ag Commissioner will be able to help control that invasive there as well.
Great. There's a lot in our county too, that I know. And you've got the challenges every week in March, and it looks like through April. If you didn't, there was a flyer in the Union, which I snagged real quickly, has really good information and the location. So you've got it going through April.
Yeah, we have over 30 community partners, actually, and some of them team up. We had some other people join on here just recently. The Greater Cement Hill Neighborhood Association and the Sierra Club will be pulling Sugarloaf Mountain in Nevada City. I just am always surprised when we put it out there. We've been organizing for several months with our partners from last year, and new people step forward. And so they are taking that on as their project site.
Their little neighborhood, right, in their neck of the woods.
Exactly. They see the problem, and so they really are responding.
So do we get these tools? This looks like an industrial strength something.
It's amazing what you can do with this. I pulled out broom probably 8-9 feet tall with this.
Oh my gosh.
And you think it's impossible, but you get this out there and the mechanism of the jaw on the broom, and then you simply pull it back and it uproots it.
Are the roots deep?
The roots are not very complex, but it does have one fairly long tap root, but not very widespread, and so the soil disturbance is usually not very great. I think there's a misconception that broom can be a good soil stabilizer.
Oh, that's right.
It can help too because it's so invasive, but I think from the root structure perspective, really not recommended if that's your objective.
Okay. Well, just real briefly in our last minute, there's so much information on your website. There are a lot of programs. There are a lot of tools, not just that. There's, for the elderly, I saw an assistance program.
Yes. We have what we call our special needs program. If you are low-income senior or disabled and cannot create your defensible space, we will send crews out free of charge under a grant to complete that work for you.
Yeah, this is great. And I know we're not quite in fire season yet, but we've got to think ahead, and defensible space is what we keep hearing all the time.
Yeah.
And this is a good start.
Yeah, and right now with all the storm crush, our chipping program is up and running, and so you may not normally think of our program for trees and branches that are down, like here in your parking lot, but if you stack those up and let us know, we'll send a crew by and chip those up for you.
Free consultation too to see what you need. Well, Joanne, you have to come back too as we get closer into the fire season and how we can do more defensible space. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
And we'll see you again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we need to take our second break, so stick around. We'll be right back.
Take me down to the river. Take me down today. Walk me down to the water. push me down. Okay. And I'm gone. Yeah. And I'm gone. Yes, I'm gone.
Welcome back. As I mentioned at the beginning of the program, tonight you're going to learn how you can have FaceTime with our economic leaders at no cost to you and no appointment necessary. And the person to tell us all about that is Robert Trent, the Executive Director of Sierra Commons. Hi, Robert.
Hey, Cheryl. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. All right. We want to hear how we can get up close and personal with our economic leaders. What do you have going now?
Okay, so this Friday, March 18th at the Stonehouse from 12 to 4 is the Nevada County Economic Development Resource Showcase. And what we're doing is bringing together as many economic development, leadership, and leadership groups as possible.
Who are some of them?
The Economic Resource Council, One Stop Career, and we have SedCorp. We have Apple, who does a lot of green job development, and Think Local First, which is really into local economy, hoping to have a strong showing of the 5 chambers of commerce in our area.
Oh, good.
And so that those types of organizations, as well as some organizations that you might not think directly as economic development, like tourism organizations or groups that do networking amongst businesses and provide tips, support groups as well.
They're a little bit under the radar. They're not quite the obvious that you think of automatically, like a chamber.
Exactly.
Economic Council. And then also Citizens Bank is involved?
Yeah, Citizens, and they're helping offset some of the expenses of the event later on the night, which I'm sure we'll get to talk about. So to be honest with you, this with the storm and some of the other activities that are going on at Sierra Commons, it's been a real challenge and a push to get all these organizations together. So the list is still growing, and so it might surprise you who might show up.
We should just go to find out then.
Exactly.
But there's a great collection already of people to go to. And so this is open at no cost to the public.
Correct.
And we can go in and find out what types of services they have, the consultations, resources, money, funding.
Right. So if you're a small business owner, entrepreneur, and you want to see what resources the county has available, and specifically for you, whether you're looking for funding or if you're import-export or just simply want to get a business started, this is a place to go. It's these organizations' job, that's their job, to help businesses
and keep
in
us
our
here
community.
And,
and there's a lot of resources that people don't know about.
I
and
know.
I hope to learn about some.
Yeah, we do have a lot. And Sierra Commons is one of those resources.
Of course.
And to tie in with this, you were telling me you had the Igniter course, and there's graduates. So this is very exciting. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so Sierra Commons put on a Business Igniter course. It took 14 individuals with a business idea, and in 6 short weeks took them to actually launching a business. So there's 14 new businesses here in Nevada County, and it's really fun that one of the businesses centers around food production, and they are actually launching their business and taking their first customer. They're serving lunch. So
at the event on Friday. What are a couple of the components that gave them the leg up during this class? I mean, and for like in 6 weeks, what kind of jump started there?
Right. Well, one, we started with interviewing each and every business. Are you serious? Are you dedicated? Is it going to take? It's going to take 20 to 40 hours that you need to set aside for this class to do it. And just from there, it was a decision. Yes, I'm going to do this. And then with all of the different instructors and the direct counseling to them, providing them with tons of resources and motivation along the way.
What you need, one of them, business license. I think that
Yeah.
that was provided as part of the course.
Yeah, the city of Grass Valley was generous enough to donate a free business license to all graduates, and every student graduated. The Nevada City Chamber of Commerce gave a free year membership, which is incredible.
Yeah.
Sierra Commons gave 2 free months of membership. And there's some consulting that was going on. It was sponsored by Nolo Press, which is a great legal book resource. So the cost of the course is clearly offset by the benefits. And we will be announcing the next Igniter course on our website very soon. So check
come
that
on,
out.
you don't want to give it away on Cafe Community. We like these little nuggets of first to know. But that's good because that it was such a success that the demand is there. And what it seems to me is that it really gave the businesses sure-footedness as they went out to get their business and to start it. It expedited, gave them the leg up. It gave them the sure-footedness to launch their business with that solid foundation. Like you said, from the idea to reality in 6 short weeks.
Yeah, and we just kept on supporting them all along the way. And one of the ways was, hey, how can we get you in front of all of these different economic development organizations? Well, let's have a fair where we'll bring them to you. So this, not only is it for the general public, but for the Igniter students, it's a chance for, at the end of the day Friday, every economic development organization is going to know who these businesses are and know that it's their job to help them succeed. And so that's the way Sierra Commons works, is we really want to push these people forward and give them all the support they need. And so we are having a great,
That was good.
Great party.
Yeah, graduation.
Yeah, and that's following in the evening. It's starting at 6:30 with some get there and mingling at first, and then from 7 to 8 is dinner, and then from 8 to 9:30 is the actual graduation ceremony. It's hosted by, or emceed by, Barry Friedman of the Raspini Brothers.
Very entertaining.
Yes. So Barry's a world-class juggler. He's been on Letterman and Carson. And won world-class juggling championships, and yes, he will juggle.
Okay.
The public can get...
Need a little levity and entertainment.
Right. The public can get reservations on our website, sierracommons.org/showcase is going to show you all the information you need and how to register for the event.
There you go. Exciting stuff. We're out of time. So that is this Friday, March 18th from noon till 4. And get more information at sierracommons.org/showcase. Robert, thank you so much. This
Thanks,
is
Cheryl.
great. Thank you for supporting the businesses. And look forward to the second Igniter course. Well, we'll see you on Friday. And we need to sign off now. Thank you for joining us tonight. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
And I'm gone. Yes, I'm gone. Lay me down by the river. Lay me down slow. Move around me like the water.
If you're looking for a loan or you'd like to buy a home, when you want to land a job or your identity